Greetings fellow ukuleleans, Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new ukulele tutorial. I'd like to talk about one of my all-time favorite pop songs, and that is Crying by Roy Orbison. He was one of the greatest singers of all time in pop music. I think that's undisputed, but Roy Orbison is not as maybe famous as Elvis was, the Beatles. There's a lot of singers today, maybe Justin Bieber or somebody like that, Justin Timberlake, are famous. But Roy Orbison, wow, what a voice, what an incredible voice. More people should know about and hear Roy Orbison. He was a great musician. He was a Texan. He grew up in Texas, and I think there's a lot of kind of Latin and Mexican influence in his music that isn't talked about quite a lot, that Tex-Mex kind of feel, and we'll discuss that a little bit in the context of this song. And maybe related a little bit to New Orleans. You know how Louisiana is not that far from Texas. And so there's a little bit of New Orleans rhythm creeping into Roy Orbison's Tex-Mex music. And so we're going to talk about all of that, the kind of cultural connotations. But let's learn the song first. I'm not going to bore you with a music history lecture here. So what we've got is key of C, very easy C chord, no problem. We're talking about a C augmented chord. For those of you that don't know it, it is the first fret of your G string, your C string open, your E string open, and the third fret of your C string, of your A string, excuse me. It is the note C though. And so that would be 1, 0, 0, 3 for those of you keeping score at home. C augmented. By itself a little dissonant, but in the context of this song it's just beautiful. It creates a nice chord movement. And what else do we have? We have F. We have F minor. F minor is a lesser known chord, especially amongst beginners, but it is 1, 0, 1, 3. A little stretchy. Have to get your pinky in there and stuff, but you'll get it eventually. F minor. And the only other chord I believe we're going to need is an E minor chord. An E minor. In this case I'm doing 0, 4, 3, 2. Although you could do a fully fretted E minor, which would be 4, 4. 3, 2. But for this one I was choosing 0, 4, 3, 2. Although this other one would be totally fine. Alright, so getting into the strum of the song and the Tex-Mex thing I was referring to, we could do a very simple strum, just was alright for a while. I could smile for a while. But I saw you last night, you held my hand so tight as you stopped to say hello. Oh, you wished me well, you couldn't tell that I'd been crying over you, crying over you. Then you said so long, left me standing all alone, alone and crying, 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 crying. It's a really epic song. Not only was Roy Orbison an incredible singer, wrote great songs and collaborated on songs with other people, but his delivery of the song, the arrangement and the recording and everything about this song is just epic. It's like a big, huge, epic movie like The Ten Commandments or Ben-Hur or something like that. So part of the epicness of this is its rhythm. It has a really cool rhythm to it. And that Tex-Mex thing that I was doing, it has to do with 3 strums in a single measure, 3 strums over 4 beats, but they don't happen always in the usual places. The first strum happens on 1, it's a down, that's all well and good, but then the next strum happens on the and of 2, the all-important and of 2. That's such a component in Latin music, in Latin rhythms, and Tex-Mex music being a Latin-derived rhythm. So we're going to be hitting 1 and 2 and, there's the end of 2, and then we wait until beat 4 to hit the next thing. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 See how that works? It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That might take a little while to get used to. Don't feel bad if that's a little awkward to you or new. That whole hitting on the end of 2 thing, you might hear it and you might kind of understand it, but it's hard to do. That's all right. Just keep at it. You'll get it eventually. So 1, the end of 2, and 4 are the beats we're emphasizing. That is an awful lot like a lot of Latin music, a lot of tango, bossa nova, cumbia, all kinds of music out there that is Latin music from all the different countries in the world that speak Spanish and have Latin cultures. They do that as the backbone to a lot of their music. Otherwise known as a clave. In Cuban music, it's called a clave. And that had a huge influence on New Orleans music. There's a big gumbo and stew of different types of cultures and music in New Orleans, and one of them is Latin. There's definitely a Latin influence to some New Orleans music as well as other places. Caribbean influences and French influences and Acadian and all kinds of stuff. So that rhythm again, isn't that a lot like go bo diddly, go bo diddly? It's a lot like the bo diddly rhythm. It's a lot like my flag boy and your flag boy was sitting by the fire. My flag boy told your flag boy, gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, Aiko, Aiko Ande, Rinaye, Giacomo Finaye. Bump, 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 bump. Very New Orleans. That was Aiko, Aiko by the Dixie Cups. And Aiko Aiko is a very traditional New Orleans tune that a lot of people know. We played it in Mid-Coast Ukes, the group that I direct, and it's a fun song. But anyway, long story short, that's an essential rhythm in American music, and so no exception with Roy Orbison. We need to have that. Even if you don't literally play that rhythm while you're singing, which I know is very difficult. I'm not sure I can do it, but it should be kind of foremost in your mind and in the background of what you're doing. So you might not literally go, but maybe you're emphasizing those beats in your strum. You might be going, 1 and 4, 1 and 4. So you're emphasizing them. You're making them a little louder and accenting them. Another thing I do is this, which I do in several songs that have a Latin undertone to them, and that's the Rasgueado technique, and that is by taking your fingers and fanning them out to strum your strings, like that. It's a lot easier to do than it looks or sounds. It did take me a little while to learn how to do it, and I don't do it as great as maybe a Spanish flamenco guitar player, but a basic Rasgueado is something we can all learn, and that's taking first your index finger, followed by your middle, followed by your ring, and even, if you dare, followed by your pinky. 4 fingers are involved. They're slightly hitting after each other, not all at the same time. If it were at the same time, if you extended your fingers out at the same time, you'd get a little bit of a flam, but not exactly a Rasgueado. So Rasgueado is Gring, gring, gring. It's a long drawn out thing with multiple syllables as opposed to one single sound. Not a single sound, but gring. Here it is in very slow motion. Although I can't do it too slow or you lose the effect. And then a full out one. And in the context of the song, so that can be an effective technique in this song. Alright, let us practice together doing a verse and a chorus. We'll do verse 1 and chorus 1, and I will try to link to a song sheet down below so that you can access a song sheet to this. I'm looking at a song sheet right now that I had made years ago. Hopefully it's accurate, but here we go. 1, 2, 3. I was alright for a while. I could smile for a while, but I saw you last night. You held my hand so tight as you stopped to say hello. You wished me well, I couldn't tell. Here comes the chorus. That I'd been crying over you. Have it, a verse and a chorus. One last word. In the middle of the verse, towards the middle of it, as you stop to say hello, they generally hold the chord there. The band sort of stops playing for a minute and then they start up again. In ukulele world, we kind of call that a no chord, where you're not playing a new chord or a new strum there. So, but I saw you last night, you held my hand so tight as you stopped to say hello. So on stopped, you literally stop strumming. As you stop to say hello, and then you resume strumming on the F minor chord on the word hello. So that's known as a no chord. That's what most ukulele groups and ukulele songbooks call it, where you just hold the chord basically. You could even stop. You could go, you held my hand, but I saw you last night. You held my hand so tight as you stopped to say hello. If you want to get really dramatic, you would actually stop your ukulele from ringing there on that F chord and make it short. That would be very dramatic. That's pretty cool to do that. Alright, and one last word before we wrap this up, and that's I was doing a pinky F, in case you were wondering on that part I was just talking about with the stop to say hello. My pinky F is 2-0-1-3, and I use that because it's a very smooth transition from C, and it's also a smooth transition from F to F minor. It makes it easier physically, and it sounds smooth. So that was my pinky F. So that really works well in this song, the pinky F. Alright, fellow ukuleleans, hope you enjoyed that. One of my all-time favorite songs. And I will provide, like I said, a link to a song sheet down below. And you can access that by visiting my Patreon or just clicking the link, and that will bring you to my Patreon. And I appreciate all you subscribers. Thank you so much for watching these and giving me feedback. I encourage you to like, to subscribe, to click the notify bell up top, share this video with all your ukulele buddies or Roy Orbison fans, and I will catch you later, ukulele people. Bye-bye.